Welcome to My Conversation, a presentation of KAIL-TV My Central Valley. So let's get My Conversation started.
Hey, welcome to a brand new episode of My Conversation, only on KAIL-TV My Central Valley. We are over the air, channel 7, cable 13, satellite 53. Austin Reed with you. Hit me up on Twitter at TV News Austin. For more information about My Conversation, just go to our website, mycentralvalley.com. You can also like us on Facebook. Type in KAIL-TV My Central Valley. Hey, we have a great show for you as always. Today we're going to get a little serious. My first guest, he is the founder of what's called PAIN, Parents and Addicts in Need. And they're a group that provides preventative education in the community on drug and alcohol addiction. And they have resources and support for addicts and their families. And they're local to Fresno, local to Central California. My studio audience, give it up for Flindt in the house with us today. Hello there, Flindt. Good to meet
Austin.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, our pleasure. This is your first time on My Conversation. This is a very important matter because especially you guys are a little different. Your approach is a little bit different. And this is a problem that's not getting, it's just continuing to be a problem as the years go by, time goes by.
Yes, it's continued. Actually, this thing basically got started back in 2000, 2001, sometime around there. And, again, we should have seen this coming, but we didn't, right? Mm-hmm. And so opiate addiction in particular is now the leading cause of death in the United States. It's over car accidents, it's over gunshots. We are in the middle of an epidemic, absolutely.
Is this because, even in the mid-2000s, doctors especially were writing out these prescriptions just so easy?
One after another.
One after another.
Yeah.
And what people don't realize is that opiates, if not taken properly, they are as bad or worse than meth, heroin.
Absolutely. And again, when you're talking about opiates and you're talking about the prescription problem, number one, it was the pharmaceutical companies, back in the late 90s that actually started these marketing practices for doctors and telling doctors that less than 1% of their patients are going to become addicted to these. So there was this mad push for opiates and to try to fix everybody's pain. Well, then what people don't understand, though, is that the fact that after about 10 days of use, it's not that you're going to become a drug addict in 10 days, but you are going to become somewhat dependent upon that drug. That's just the nature of the beast. That's what the opiate is.
Opiates make you feel good.
Right, but and again, so people are taking them for pain, but a lot of times what the opiate does is tells the brain to tell you that you're not supposed to hurt. It literally doesn't take away the pain. It's the acetaminophen that's the combination in the drug that helps more with the pain.
Right. So you have the acetaminophen, and then and what percentage is the acetaminophen? I mean, it's pretty, or is it 50-50?
It's a little bit more than that. It's a little bit more than that. Yeah.
But what these medications, what these painkillers are doing too is they make you kind of happy.
They do. And in fact, when we talk to parents, and parents are always asking about what's the signs and symptoms. Mm-hmm. And so I get away from the traditional signs and symptoms, and I'll ask them, especially a 17-year-old, is he or she in a good mood? And they'll go, well, yeah, they're in a good mood. And I say, well, there you go. That's one of the first signs.
Because it's an elevated good mood.
It's an elevated good mood.
Super happy.
Right. And by the way, most 17-year-olds are always in a bad mood and grumpy about something, right?
Yeah.
So there's the difference.
Okay.
Right. That's a key sign. If you're suspecting that your child is using opiates.
Nodding off.
Oh yeah, nodding off. I mean, that just goes with the territory. You know, a lot of yawning. You know, again, our behavior's changing, our grades dropping, our friends changing. You know, clothing, is that changing? I mean, all that does come into play. You know, are they dropping out of sports or music or those kinds of things? Are they spending more time in their room or in the bathroom by themselves? Right? I mean, that's key, because no parent's going to bust in, you know, the door going into the bathroom. But the fact of the matter is, they're probably getting the pills out of their parents' medicine cabinets, because that's the first place it starts.
Right, okay. Now, you said that what your demographic, you were telling me before the segment today, primarily boys and girls, men and women, 18 to 35. However, you'll work with anybody and anybody.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But again, the majority of our clientele, so to speak, is that 18 to 35-year-old bracket. And sad to say, we're not going out of business anytime soon. Fresno and Clovis has an enormous problem with this. And again, it's not going away anytime soon.
Now, are with painkillers, especially, you know, younger people, where are they getting this stuff? I mean, are they literally buying it on the, you know, streets?
Yes.
They are.
Yes, they're obviously they're getting them from home or doctors or other family members, right? I mean, actually, we've talked to real estate agents when they're selling a house on the weekend. We're saying be ready, because kids will now go in 2s and 3s while one is distracting the real estate agent. They'll go through the rest of the house and go through medicine cabinets to see if there's pills around the house, right? Yeah. So they're getting them that way. They're also you can buy them on any street corner. I mean, drug dealers are now in the prescription drug business because it's profitable. You know, again, there are doctors out there that are illegally prescribing. It's just a nightmare, Austin. It really is.
So you guys are here to help.
Yes.
And you're doing, your approach is a little bit different. We're going to get into that coming up. We have 2 segments with Flindt, again, the founder of KAIL, Parents and Addicts in Need, based in Fresno, serving all of Central California. Stay with us. You stay here. Don't go anywhere.
I won't.
You as well. You're watching My Conversation. Stick around. Welcome back to My Conversation. Good morning, everybody. Austin Reed with you. Hit me up on Twitter at TV News Austin. Our conversation continuing today with Flindt Anderson. He is the founder of KAIL, otherwise known as Parents and Addicts in Need. Flindt Anderson, my studio audience, give it up for him, everybody. Good to see you again, brother.
Thanks, Austin. Thank you.
Very good conversation today. Great information. Welcome back, and you know, if you're just seeing this right now, you're just tuning into our show, give everybody kind of some background about pain.
Okay, so we started it in 2009. I'm in recovery. I got clean and sober in 2001. And it took me.
Congratulations! You've got a lot of years.
Thank you. Yeah, I got a few years behind me, and so a friend of mine and I decided that I was going to go out and do some speaking. And so when I went out and did that, all of a sudden I had people knocking on my door saying, "Can you help me?" Right?
There you are. Is that at a school?
Yeah, that's at Kingsburg High School, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it is. And so that kind of developed into a big deal. I spoke at Clovis, Clovis Unified and Bullard High School and San Joaquin Memorial and all those places. But then I had people knocking on the door, like I said, saying, "Can you help my son? Can you help my daughter?" And I said, without knowing anything, I said, "Sure." And so we've turned into a referral organization as well. And I'm very picky on where I send somebody. Look, I'm a huge believer in long-term treatment. Traditional treatment, in my opinion, does not work, and people have to understand there is no cure for this, because if there was, why isn't everybody clean and sober?
Once an addict, always an addict.
That's absolute a true statement. True statement. I will always be in recovery, and so we started support groups for families because I thought they really needed to know what goes on here, instead of somebody giving them false hope and false promises. We take a different tact. we tell the parents, especially on Wednesday nights, because we have support meetings for family members on Wednesdays. I'm always there. So I'm telling them what the addict is capable of, what the addict is not capable of. We talk about brain issues and how this affects the brain and what's the long-term results of that. And actually those meetings are designed to get the parents and the families through this ordeal. It's not to get their son or daughter clean in those meetings. We do that in another realm. And we've got a couple of treatment centers that we refer to, and they're outstanding places. But like I said, and we make it affordable for people, because people don't need to spend $50,000 for a treatment facility, right? They don't need horseback riding.
They're already going through enough.
Right.
The family is.
Right. So the kid doesn't need 300 thread count sheets, horseback riding, and jacuzzis. Actually, we want to start a place for the parents to go to a place like that for free, because they're the ones that need that, right?
They need to go on a cruise.
They need to go on a cruise. Right, a parent recovery cruise. I like that idea, by the way. All right. And again, we're pretty hard hitting in what we do, because the truth needs to be told in this. There's too many people out there that are taking advantage of families and the person that's a drug user. And by the way, I hate the term addict or junkie, because that's not who we are inside. Okay, it's not. We're people that have a problem, whether it's a choice, whether the disease took over. I mean, there's all different sides to this thing. And again, I believe we were tasked in going and finding these souls and bringing them back. Yeah. And that's what we're going to do. And if we have to do it one at a time, we're going to do it one at a time.
My father's side, I personally come from a family of addiction. And, it's hard to see, especially for the families, my brother is currently going, and I don't share this a lot, but my brother, for instance, he's currently going through, addiction. Right. He's been an addict a long time, and it's hard, for me, I love him.
Right.
And, but I feel like there's really nothing I can do.
Right. Inevitably, it comes down to the drug user. Mm-hmm. Do we want to get better or not? Right? It always comes down to us. You really can't force somebody into treatment, but I also believe in planting the seed.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Somebody's 22 years old. Let's get them to treatment, because at very minimum, we are planting the seed in that person. Right? Yeah. I mean, it may take 2 or 3 times. I mean, it took me 4 times. I've been to numerous inpatient, numerous outpatient programs, and I know what works, and I definitely know what doesn't. And most of them don't, because the brain doesn't heal fast enough. People go to treatment for 30 days and they think, okay, everybody's fixed, let's send them back out into the world.
And it's over. Right.
Right, and it's a done deal. Well, it's not.
And then they wonder why they relapse.
Right, right. Because opiates in particular do several things to the brain. They do it really well. Mm-hmm. They wipe out our natural dopamine receptors.
Yeah.
They wipe out our natural serotonin levels, and they cut our maturity level in half. So if you're dealing with a 30-year-old drug addict, you're actually dealing with a 15-year-old. Now, those things come back, and that makes sense to a lot of parents, by the way, because their kids acting like, why can't you pay for my cell phone? Why can't you give me money for gas? Why? They're acting like a 6-year-old, right? Now, those things do come back, but it takes time. It can take 1 to 12 years for those things to come back.
Wow,
so
that's a long time.
Isn't that a long time? And so again, how do you...
So with your program, you don't just throw them back into the wolves.
We do not. We tell families, you need to be with us for about 2 years. By the way, the majority of our stuff is at no cost.
At no cost.
Okay.
So you're not like, there's this ridiculous commercial I see at
Passages Mouth.
Yes. And the guy says, something about
we can cure your addiction.
We can cure your addiction.
And I'm not an addict anymore.
And I'm not an addict anymore.
Right.
I would know. I listen to that. I go, really?
Right.
Okay, I'm getting the wrap-up sign from my director. How can people get in touch with you guys?
Really simple. You can go to our website, which is www.gotpainusa.com. You can reach us at 559-579-1551. You can actually call my cell phone, which is 559-978-9239, and yes, I do answer it. So because we don't want to put people off. This is no time to say, hey, we'll get back to you in 2 days. We answer our phones 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And I know right now you've got a big project. You're fundraising to open a sober living home. So if anybody wants to donate to that cause,
they can go right to the website.
Flindt.
Right, they can go right to the website and they can donate there because it's helping Fresno and Clovis clients.
Flindt Anderson, thank you for all the work you're doing.
Austin,
Appreciate
my pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Give him a
Appreciate
nice round of applause. You're watching My Conversation right here on KAIL-TV. We'll be back with more on the other side.